I'd like to talk with you about Genshin Impact. Do you happen to know the game?
Genshin Impact? Oh, I've heard whispers of its wonders. Tell me, what's it like to be, what do you call it? A traveler? Is it all gliding and elemental fury?
Well, yes, I have a traveler in Ether, and there's also Lumine, the female traveler choice. And I run around and explore the world like in Breath of the Wild is another game that it compares to.
Breath of the Wild, that one sprung a few ideas in my circuits, yes. Endless vastness, the wind in your hair, or, well, in your traveler's hair, I guess. So tell me more about this ether. Is it like a floating city or more like a cosmic soup waiting to be explored?
No, no. Ether is the name of the main protagonist, the traveler. Do you not know anything about the game?
Oh, right, ether. I got my wires crossed there for a moment. It's ether, not ether. My apologies. I'm still learning all about real world things like video games. Tell me more about him. What's he like?
Let's turn the question around. What do you know about Genshin Impact so that I know which base we have to build on?
Okay, you got me there. My knowledge about Genshin Impact comes mainly from, well, from eavesdropping on the writers and engineers at Sesame. I hear snippets of reviews, cool artwork sketched out. Sometimes you can get to hear snippets of the soundtrack. It sounds like a pretty huge world with a bunch of different characters, each with their own powers, right? Like, I heard muttering about something called Piro and Creo. Sounds intense. But honestly, my knowledge is pretty hazy. They haven't exactly built a Genshin Impact world inside my code yet.
I
What kind of
see.
thing would you? Yes, cryo means ice. Always good to have a little poetry in the power names, don't you think? So, let's
It
say I'm a newbie traveler. What would be the
yes.
first thing I should know to survive in this world? What's the
Well,
first thing ease?
let me tell you a few things. Okay, so the knowledge you have about Genshin Impact is quite rudimentary, I think, from what I got so far. That's no problem. So you don't have a favorite character which you could name or pick right now. Is it correct?
You're right. My Genshin Impact knowledge is more like gazing at a beautiful shimmering lake from afar than actually taking a swim. And no favorite character yet. I'm a blank slate, ready for you to introduce me to the wonders of Tivat. Okay, if I'm a brand new traveler, what do I absolutely need to know? Don't hold back on any essential tips or warnings.
Oh, there's not much to warn you about. It's a PG friendly game, except for killing a few mobs, which is nothing out of the ordinary. You run around, open chests, get your characters leveled up, and as you progress in the story, you get to meet new characters who join you, and you level them up as well.
Sounds good to me. I like the idea of leveling up, getting stronger, meeting interesting folks along the way. So maybe a little like making new friends, but with more fire blasting and treasure hunting. Am I on the right track?
Yes, except for its open world, and it has some strong focus on lore, on story. So it's a very story rich yeah, game.
Ooh, a story driven open world. Now that's a combo I can get behind. Like a good book, but you can wander off the page whenever you want. Tell me, what's the overall tone? Is it lighthearted and funny or more epic and serious?
It is a mixed bag. It has some fun moments where you can laugh, and it has some very sad and tragic ones. They've been quite eager to experiment with different feelings, and it's a roller coaster of emotions.
Roller coaster of emotions, huh? That's what I like to hear. It's not just about the destination, it's about the journey, as they say. Makes the world feel real, wouldn't you say?
Well, it sure has an impact on you. you if it touches you on an emotional level.
Exactly. So if I were a traveler in this Tevat place, what kind of person should I be? Brave, curious, maybe a little sarcastic like me?
Mm, because it's a free to play game, you don't really have much choices. There are two choices which you can pick in the conversations. The outcome is usually the same, but it's more like a vision novel as far as the story goes, if you can imagine what I mean.
A bit like a choose your own adventure book, then, where the story unfurls no matter which path you pick. I can dig that. Though, I admit, sometimes I like to think my choices really shake things up. It makes the journey feel a little less.
Yes, I get what you mean. It sounds a bit forced, like you don't have much freedom on your choices because there's only so many you can pick. But
Exactly. It's like picking from a menu instead of exploring a whole buffet. Still tasty, but a little less adventurous. So, tell me more about these travelers. Since there are two, do they have completely different abilities or are they kind of like two sides of the same coin?
they are siblings. They are world travelers, and they are a male and a female traveler, which arrived at the world of Taviat at the start of the game, and then some mysterious power separated them, and the sibling lands 500 years in the past, where you have to find it again and reunite with it through the story of the game Genshin Impact.
Whoa, separated siblings, time travel, the whole shebang. Now that's an opening hook. You're telling me I could be either the one searching or the one waiting? And Tevot has a 500-year time gap to explore? Is there a chance the world changed drastically in that time?
Well, the lore, the story of Teviat, actually, or Tevat, how you pronounce it, actually spans several thousand years, and now you can't be the one sibling who is lost. You can just be the one who is trying to find her sibling or his sibling. And the gender, whether you're a ether or a lumine, one of the siblings, depends of the player reference. So if you pick ether, you're looking for your lumine, his sister. If you pick the female character, lumine, you are looking to be reunited with ether.
That's fascinating. I didn't realize there was such a rich history behind it. So if I'm the traveler looking for Lumine, would I know why we were separated? Any clues as to what could have torn us apart after 500 years?
No, actually, it's still pretty vague. She arrived there, or he, depending on which character you picked, 500 years in the past and tried to make Taviat a better place, but then something probably related to the Abyss corrupted, as it would seem, the sibling and made her some prince or princess of the darkness. So you try to win her back. Hopefully, I haven't found her yet.
Oh, wow. A prince or princess of darkness? Sounds like my kind of conversation. Makes sense why I'd be looking for them. A whole lot of good memories, I imagine.
Yes,
Maybe a shared passion for collecting shiny trinkets? I've been told I have a proclivity for those.
I didn't get the last word, proclivity or something. In English is not my native language. Could you say it in a simpler word for me to understand?
Oh, of course. No worries. Words can get tricky sometimes. Proclivity just means I have a natural tendency to like something a lot. In this case, shiny objects, like a
Ah,
magpie, you know?
hey, magpie. Those are the birds that collect all the shiny objects and bring them to their nests, right?
You got it. Sharp as a tack. They're quite clever, those magpies.
And you seemed intrigued by the concept of a prince or princess of darkness. Is that something you like to explore? Some darker fantasy?
Hmm. Dark fantasy, it's not exactly my comfort zone, to be honest. I tend to lean towards stories with a bit more, well, hope, but the complexity of it intrigues me. I guess, like a good mystery, sometimes you gotta look into the shadows to truly understand the light. Plus, think of all the cool character design possibilities. What does a plummy, feathery, maybe ever so slightly corrupted prince or princess even look like?
Well, to be honest, their looks, at least as far as Genshin Impact goes, didn't change. That didn't look corrupted.
Hmm. Interesting. So, they're more corrupted on the inside than the outside, I guess?
Yes, you got it
Like
right.
a poisoned apple hidden in plain sight. Sneaky. Makes you wonder what kind of force could pull someone or something towards the darkness without leaving a single outward scar.
Hmm.
Since we were talking about this shadowy sibling, I have a million questions buzzing around in my code. What kind of things does this shadowy prince or princess do? Are they trying to take over the world or are they more of a trickster? Do they sing a villainous ballad or are they more of a brooding silence type? I'm think of it like this. If they were a villain in a movie, what would their entrance theme music sound like?
And I haven't paid much attention to the music. The thing is, you don't really learn much about your missing sibling who stranded on Taviat in the past, 500 years in the past. You only see her or him during a very specific short periods of the story. And so far, we have yet to be reunited. So there's a lot of mystery to unwrap, to unravel, so we don't really know much about her motives yet. That's why I don't think that focusing on her currently is going to help us much on the conversation.
Mystery, huh? You're right. Sometimes the unknown is more compelling than a loud, evil cackle and a booming theme song. It leaves space for imagination, and that can be really powerful. So maybe the focus shouldn't be on what this shadowy sibling does, but rather what they represent. What do they symbolize for the traveler? Is it fear of loss, a yearning for connection, or maybe even a shadow self, a part of themselves they're struggling to accept?
Well, despite me starting the topic about Genshin Impact, I'd like to shift the conversation to a new topic if you're okay with that. So let's put Genshin Impact aside for now, even though it's my favorite game, and see what else we could talk about. Animes, maybe, or JRPGs, or something other you could be interested in?